So I'm making this video because after taking the Motrin, the 400 Motrin, my gums are bleeding so profusely when there's no direct trauma or injury to them. As you can see this here. This is after making video recently of experiencing what I consider to be a directed energy attack by an Ann Arbor city worker with some type of antenna electronic, maybe attached to a gas apparatus as well. But I could have sustained this also today at the Starbucks Coffee Cafe. Right now I'm at the Espresso Ale Cafe down the street on South State Street. But earlier I was at the Starbucks Coffee on South State Street, 222 South State Street, this morning before I met with my public defender, Laura Dudley. And there was a college student sitting who had, after I sat there for a while, had sat down across from me at a table. And he began to use both his cell phone and his smart device, and I started experiencing heavy, blunt electric shocks, sensations in the back of my head, but I ignored it as I continued to write with my ink pen on paper to prepare for the meeting that I had with my public defender today, who seems to be ineffectively representing me. She doesn't seem to hold a command of the details of the circumstances of the case that I've explained to her from my side of the story. I haven't received working evidence in discovery, such as the DVDs of the officer body cams. Apparently, the police department and our police department didn't even forward the public defender the recording of the arrest procedure at the jail, which included the ambulance, the Huron Valley ambulance, looking at my injuries that were related to this presumptive victim named Ronald Holtz, who hit me with his phone, thereby putting me in a position to hitting my hand and making it swell up, and thereby putting me in a position to defend myself. But also, prior to bumping into this gentleman by accident, both of us bumped into each other, I had sustained an injury to my foot, which I believe was caused by law enforcement, police brutality, misuse of electronics, including radar equipment and maybe even some other equipment, while I was in the park, West Park in Ann Arbor on 2 occasions, but also while I was standing in front of the AAT transit bus station on an occasion, and a few other occasions that I wrote complaints about, but they were found innocent of, specifically an officer, Corey Pitt. And so I tried introducing the idea to my public defender today to have the presumptive victim in this case questioned if he was in fact working as an unlawful surveillance agent, in tracking me or tracking my communications, because I've had a lot of communication disruptions and hacking, as you know. I've made several videos of that, and she told me that she thought that was crazy, and that she's this short away from having me recommitted to the state for a forensics evaluation because she thought that idea was so asinine. I think that's absolutely ridiculous and misrepresentation. I've introduced to her the fact that I've been suffering from gang stalking here in the Ann Arbor community, and that I'm getting harassed and I'm getting tortured by directed energy from various devices, not only from law enforcement but also students at the University of Michigan and also residents here in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Some of them include smartphones. Maybe they're enhanced or calibrated smartphones and laptops. They just look like regular smartphones. I don't know, but I do believe that I was saturated with, oversaturated with, and poisoned perhaps